Hey everyone, welcome back to Pathfinders, a hiking podcast. I'm your host, Brian Hudson, and we're talking building connections on the trail. I'm thrilled to welcome Sarah Simon, my dear friend and hiking companion. We're diving into how intentional social hiking strengthens community, boosts safety, and accelerates your outdoor growth. If you're new, you'll get actionable ways to meet people and feel confident joining a group. If you're seasoned, we'll sharpen your leadership toolkit and deepen your stewardship. We'll hit practical tactics, etiquette, planning, inclusive invites, and digital do's and don'ts, plus an actionable template you can use this week. Think of this episode as a map for turning strangers into trail buddies without losing the magic we hike for. Ready to lace up the social side of hiking?
Thanks for the warm welcome. Connection is a performance enhancer and a safety net rolled into one. On fitness days, partners keep you honest. A shared plan turns maybe tomorrow into, see you at the trailhead. On technical terrain, more eyes catch hazards, and different brains cross-check decisions, which reduces error. Motivation compounds too. Another person's curiosity about wildflowers, geology, or history can reignite a tired hiker at mile 6. Knowledge sharing is huge. Little tips like adjusting pole length for descents or pacing by your breath are easier to learn from someone walking beside you. And the mental well-being piece? Moving in nature while talking about real life normalizes emotions and builds resilience. I've watched shy newcomers become route planners within a month because a group made space for their voice. When we design hikes intentionally, we turn fitness routines into communities that self-sustain and grow healthy habits over time.
That really resonates. I like framing community as acceleration. You get fitter, faster, and safer because the group reduces friction. I've seen it during our Tuesday climbs. People show up for each other, not just the workout. Let's give listeners concrete on-ramps. Meeting hikers can feel intimidating if you don't know where to start or how to gauge fit. Beyond our own hiking events, there are trail associations, local Sierra Club chapters, and Friends of the Park groups offering volunteer days. Park rangers often post guided hikes that are beginner-friendly and rich in natural history. Outdoor retailers still use real bulletin boards, and many host in-store clinics. Then there are apps and online communities. Could you unpack the best places to connect and how to vet a group for safety, inclusivity, and the right vibe?
Start local and layered. Join your regional trail association. Their newsletters list stewardship days and social hikes with trained leaders. Volunteer trail work is a goldmine. You meet committed hikers while learning terrain and maintenance basics. Check park calendars for ranger-led interpretive walks, welcoming groups with clear expectations. Visit outdoor shops. Ask staff which community nights draw hikers, not just shoppers. Online, look for groups that post route maps, difficulty ratings, and caps. Good groups have clear codes of conduct, emergency protocols, and a practice of welcoming members at the trailhead. To vet fit, read trip reports for tone. Do they celebrate learning or glorify suffering? Message an organizer with your pace and concerns. Responsive replies are a green flag. Finally, trust the meetup. Are people on time? Are waivers used? And does the leader brief safety and leave no trace well?
That's a great checklist. I appreciate the tone test. Trip reports reveal culture faster than any tagline. I'll add one more vetting clue. How a group handles cancellations. Clear, kind policies signal respect for people's time and safety. Now, let's tackle the moment at the trailhead. Many listeners tell us, I want friends to hike with, but I'm not sure what to say without being awkward. The first minutes set the social temperature for the whole outing, and etiquette keeps harmony along the way. Let's give low-pressure conversation starters and the cues that help us respect someone's desire for solitude. And while we're there, can you cover dog and kid etiquette, plus mindful noise so we're not exporting our living room volume into the forest?
Keep it simple and situational. Start with, good morning, are you headed to the lookout too? Or, how's the footing feeling today? Weather, route, and scenery are universal openers. Offer, don't interrogate. I've got extra sunscreen if anyone needs some. Read cues. If someone answers with one word, looks down, or keeps earbuds in, give them space. On the flip side, if people match your pace and ask follow-ups, that's consent to chat. Etiquette anchors everything. Uphill hikers have right of way. If in doubt, step aside and smile. Keep groups tight at blind corners to avoid blocking. If you see dogs on a short leash near others, ask before petting. For kids, model curiosity and snack breaks. Let the smallest set the micro pace. Also, remember that sound travels. Skip speakers, modulate voices, and save phone calls for the parking lot. Silence is welcome.
I love those ideas. That approach lowers anxiety for first-timers and reminds veterans to be good neighbors. Let's move into structure, because great vibes still need a plan. When we run community hikes, we treat them like mini expeditions, clear route, weather check, and a shared turnaround time, so nobody feels dragged or rushed. Roles help too. A leader up front and a sweep who ensures no one drops off the back. I'd like you to walk through best practices, setting pace using the talk test, designing regroup points at junctions or vistas, deciding on what types of communications like whistle signals or FRS radios when service is spotty you will use, and even coordinating rides and carpools to reduce impact at small trailheads.
Start with a concise trip sheet everyone sees the day before. Include the trail name, distance, elevation gain, map link, weather snapshot, and a firm turnaround time. At the trailhead, do a brief huddle, introduce roles, confirm head count, review trail etiquette, and state the bailout point if someone needs to exit. Pace by the talk test. If most can't complete a sentence, slow down. Build regroup points at every major junction and every 45-60 minutes on long, straight trails. Use a 3-whistle signal for stop, 1 for attention, and 2 for where are you? If service is unreliable, pair off as trail buddies and issue cheap FRS radios to lead and sweep. When using carpools, specify meet spots with bathrooms when possible, share plate numbers, and designate drivers to carry the parking passes. Close with a quick debrief to capture conditions and lessons for next time.
That's a masterclass in running smooth outings. I especially like pairing trail buddies and using a firm turnaround time. It honors both ambition and safety. Let's widen the lens to inclusivity and accessibility. Groups thrive when they match people with the right challenge and make it easy to say yes. For new or returning hikers, misrated difficulty or unclear expectations can be discouraging or risky. We've been refining our signups to include plain language descriptions and gear guidance. Plus, we've piloted a lending list. Could you outline how leaders can set accurate ratings, offer beginner-friendly options, encourage gear sharing without awkwardness, and create a welcoming culture with pronouns, names, and a simple code of conduct, and keep accountability kind, not punitive, please?
Accuracy starts with scouting or conservative estimates. Use the full trifecta, distance, total elevation, and terrain type, then translate into plain language. Steady climb on rocky steps, expect slower pace. Offer a beginner track alongside a main route when possible, with a shared start and social regroup at a viewpoint. For gear access, publish a lending list managed by volunteers. Include sizes and condition. Normalize borrowing by modeling it. Share what's essential versus nice to have, so people aren't shamed by equipment marketing pressure. When it comes to names and pronouns, include them on sign-in sheets and invite folks to share as they're comfortable. A simple code of conduct includes kindness, consent, no slurs, LNT, posted in every event description sets tone and accountability. Finally, add transit info and mobility notes like step height, shade, and restroom availability. Consider language access too.
Super clear, and I love the mobility notes. Step height is a detail most listings skip, yet it shapes experience. Let's get into safety and boundaries, because connection thrives when trust is explicit. We teach people to share trip plans with a home contact, but groups need internal clarity too: who we'd call in an emergency, medical considerations, and how we handle privacy. There's also consent beyond conversation, photos, tagging, and location sharing. Add the social dimension of leave no trace, yielding on narrow single track, managing group size and volume, and skipping trail music. Could you walk us through a simple safety protocol that covers these, and how to communicate boundaries without killing the friendly vibe? Plus, could you include concise crisis roles and checklists?
Pre-trip, collect emergency contacts, relevant medical info, allergies, meds, devices, and consent to share with the leader and sweep only. Share a trip plan with a home contact, including roster, route link, and ETA buffers. At the huddle, state, your body, your choice. Opt out of photos, please ask consent before posting. Location privacy. Avoid precise geotags for fragile areas. Share region-level tags instead. Safety roles. Leader navigates, sweep monitors pace, one person designated to dial 911, another to guide responders to the nearest trailhead. Use the STOP protocol. Stop, think, observe, plan. Social LNT if someone's hurt. Keep groups under local limits. Yield especially to uphill and equestrians, compress at narrow spots, and keep voices low in wildlife zones. End by confirming everyone leaves together or explicitly hands off responsibility. Document incidents for future learning.
Clear, kind, and actionable. Exactly what helps people relax and still feel prepared. Let's talk about turning one-off encounters into lasting trail friendships. Momentum fades if we don't create touchpoints after the hike. We've experimented with casual debriefs by the cars and quick coffees, which seem to turn "see you around" into recurring plans. I'd love your blueprint for making that stick. Cadence of meetups, shared photo albums or journals, and skill swap nights, so folks learn navigation, first aid, or layering together. And let's weave in stewardship. In our experience, nothing bonds people faster than swinging a Pulaski or logging invasive species with a clipboard. Could you connect the dots between service, deepening connection to a place, and building community that lasts beyond any single summit?
Make it rhythmic and low lift. Announce a recurring time, say first and third Saturdays, and rotate venues slightly to keep curiosity high. Close each hike with a 5-minute circle. Ask, what's one thing you learned? One thing you loved? Share a link to a group album and a simple shared journal doc for conditions and tips. Schedule monthly skill swap nights. One person demos map and compass basics. Another shares layering systems. Another walks through a minimalist first aid kit. Stewardship binds it together. Trail workdays create shared effort, humility, and pride. Cleanups and citizen science, like phenology logging or trail counter maintenance, foster place-based literacy. People stick with communities that invest in the land, not just extract views, celebrate service with shout-outs and patches, and invite folks to join you.
That circle question is money, and I'm also stealing the rotating venue idea. Let's add some modern connection ideas like digital tools. Group chats, calendars, and quick polls lower coordination overhead, but they can also overshare sensitive places. We've adopted a protect the small and fragile rule. No geotagging off-trail meadows or rare blooms. Another challenge is mismatched expectations. Pre-hike alignment saves the drama, yet conflicts still happen. I'd like your take on using tools wisely, protecting locations, and handling friction, mid-hike check-ins, safe group splits, and giving or receiving feedback without defensiveness. Finally, I'd like you to place a spotlight on affinity groups, women-led, BIPOC, LGBTQ+, adaptive communities, how to find, join, or support them. And could you close with one actionable template listeners can use this week? Make it practical, specific, and time-bound for everyone.
Use tools to coordinate, not to broadcast. Keep group chats focused with pinned messages for meet time, map link, and carpools. Polls help pick dates without endless threads. For sensitive sites, skip exact pins. Share trailheads and teach route finding in person. Conflict. Set alignment clearly in the invite. Pace, regroup cadence, turnaround time, and etiquette. Mid-hike. Do a 2-minute check at the first regroup. Energy, pace comfort, any medical needs. If needs diverge, split safely by assigning leaders and confirming comms. Feedback works best when specific and kind. At the creek crossing, I felt rushed. Can we pause a minute next time? Affinity groups. Search local chapters, ask how to support and boost their events. Actionable template. HI key. H. Hike name, route with distance, elevation map link. I. Intention, pace, skills, social vibe. K. Key logistics, meet place, time, carpool, weather plan, must-have gear. E. Expectations, group size cap, regroup cadence, turnaround time, etiquette.
That template is the perfect nudge. Listeners, your actionable step is to use HIK this week. Post it in one local group or send it to 2 friends and host the hike within 14 days. Today we covered why connection matters: accountability, safety, motivation, and knowledge sharing, plus where to meet hikers and how to vet groups. We mapped structure, clear routes, leader and sweep, talk test pacing, regroup points, comms, and carpools. We emphasized inclusivity, accessibility, safety, boundaries, social leave no trace, turning strangers into trail buddies, stewardship, digital tools, conflict skills, and affinity groups. That's the Pathfinders promise. One tip you can use now to make every hike safer, kinder, and more rewarding. We also covered conversation starters and mindful noise etiquette. Thank you, Sarah, for joining us today, and until next time, happy trails.